Fox Sports 910 and the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, Coach Petey, I want to thank you. Minuch, so Coach Pete is the neighborhood crime watch guy.
Oh.
Not to mention takes care of trash cans, if they're in there a little long.
He's the Mrs. Kravitz of the neighborhood.
Well, I put out a lot of bulk trash to get picked up. We all do that, right? Well, I put mine out for January.
Right.
And I put it out 3 nights before you were supposed to.
Right.
Well, where I live, there's only 2 houses on my street. Okay, basically on my side. They missed me. They missed. So I kept it there all month long.
Sure.
And it was, if you pull in the neighborhood, you see the 85-inch TV box. You see all these chairs. It was a mess. And I want to thank Coach Pete publicly for not fining me or making me put the stuff inside behind the door before it got picked up, because it got picked up this week.
He showed you some grace, did
he?
So,
wow. So thank you, Coach.
And it's surprising, too, because I think he was just trying to tell everybody in the neighborhood, I can afford and also have a space large enough for an 85-inch TV. Kind of big F you to the neighborhood.
Yeah, showing off a little bit. Was he there, Coach?
I got a good deal. I got a good deal. Best deal AZ down at Tempe, man. They gave me a good deal. That hooked me up.
Was Rock flexing to the neighborhood? Was he?
I thought
he pulls in with that electric car. Yeah. By the way, did you see the new recent study, Rock?
No.
That 95% of all electric cars are still on the road. And that means 5% were actually lucky enough to get all the way home.
Wow. You've been waiting for that one. You've been waiting for that one.
Coach Pete.
I've been sitting on that for a minute.
So with hockey hasn't been around in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So you guys probably don't have nothing to talk about. There's no podcast. So what have you been doing? You've been getting your steps in, walking your dog 4 times a day?
You know what? It's funny. With the NHL All-Star break coincides with the Arizona State High School hockey tournament, and I switch hats and I bring it local, and I cover Arizona high school sports for a solid week. So I've had a lot of fun watching the quarterfinals and semifinals.
So poke a little fun with that. I just got to tell you how you've come so far from the first time you came on our show many years ago when you were still working for the Coyotes. I saw your stand-up the other day when you were teasing the high school stuff. I mean, you were mentioning sponsors, you were mentioning times. I mean, it just flowed. I mean, you know how to market yourself.
Buddy, I see you, and the only way to get free stuff is if you talk about it. I've learned from the best.
There's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. All right, well, let's talk about this All-Star game. It was cool that Team Matthews selected Clayton Keller. I guess they have played together at some point. They have a little bit of history in the minors?
Yeah, they're friends. And they're friends here. They're friends here in Arizona. Matthews has a place here. They've been friends for a long time. So we actually called out on the show that we're pretty sure Matthews would pick Keller, and lo and behold, he does. And moreover, and I hate to say this for everybody that's paying the bills at ABC and ESPN, who cares? Like, the All-Star game is like the Pro Bowl. No one cares. Like, it's
really? Even you as a puckhead, you really you're not excited about the skills challenge for $1 million?
Yep, tonight at 5. If you want to tune in, it's there. It's tonight at 5 on ESPN, and tomorrow the All-Star game at 1 o'clock on ABC. But no, it's hard because it's like the football Pro Bowl. The game isn't a game unless you've got defending and hitting.
Sure.
It's hard to watch. The skills competition will be okay. This league is incredibly high skilled, and seeing those players at their best will be much more fun than the game. Having $1 million prize helps. So I think if you get a chance to tune in, go in and head and watch that tonight at 5.
For me being a hockey novice, I mean, as far as, watching these guys' skill sets, I appreciate it. You see it every day. I mean, some of the things they do on the ice amazes me, like they do in basketball with some of the skill sets that they do. I like that piece of it, like the 3-point shooting. But, I mean, for us novices that watch it, here and there, and even in the NFL with the Pro Bowl, those skill sets, I mean, for a lot of fans, that's pretty big how highly skilled that you never see during a game.
Yeah, what's funny, though, and you talk about the skills of playing hockey, and all of these other sports are incredibly difficult. You talk about a 3-point shot, but I can run with a ball. I mean, I can. Not very good, not very fast, but I can. And if anybody's tried skating, And literally just skating from point A to point B is so difficult.
Yeah.
And then imagine in doing that at the speed and skill that these players do that out while you're handling a puck and you're trying to avoid getting hit. The skill set in hockey is just something special because you're adding in the skill of skating. So you're right. What these guys are able to do at the speed they're able to do it is absolutely marvelous.
Steve Peters joining us here on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix. All right, Yotes, 49 points through the season's first 48 games. It's one of their best point total in four plus years. What do we need to see in this second half to get this momentum going and hopefully see these guys in at least a wild card spot?
You know, they're 5 points out of the playoff right now. It's a little disappointing. They've won only 4 of their last 13 games coming into the break, but they've taken a huge step forward. They're 14 points ahead of where they were at the same time last year. This team has definitely taken strides through this rebuild. I think for them, if they want to stay close in this second half and try to stay around the playoff spot, they need to do a couple of things. One, they need to continue to get outstanding goaltending like they're getting from Connor Ingram. He's been all-star level talent. He's emerged as a number 1 goal in this league. 2, they have to stay out of the penalty box. They're 4th in the league in penalties. They have to stop going to the penalty box. And 3rd, the self-inflicted wounds. We're talking about turnovers through the middle of the ice, soft play in the defensive zone. They have to learn from doing these things and making mistakes and making the game harder for themselves.
Steve, when a team is running out of gas or on fumes, is it the mental side you see the lapses, or is it a combination of the physical and the mental? And all that being said, could this break have not come at a better time?
Yeah, this team needed a break. And I think for this team, they have a few guys nursing injuries. They hope to get back Barrett Hayton right after the break. That'll help. They've got a couple defensemen on the IR, so the rest will clearly help. But when you get that streak where you're losing game after game, it just gets the negative cloud around the locker room and around the team, and it's hard to shake that. So I think this break came at a great time, but now they have to come out of this and play well. And I think Keller getting his flowers at the All-Star game is great. They're going to need to rely on his offense coming forward. And they also need to look to those young players like Cooley and Gunther. They need to have a great second half to help push this team along.
Flowers? We need flowers.
Flowers.
They give them
Buddy,
flowers.
I work with 20-year-olds. That's what we say.
They get flowers? So you go to the All-Star game, you get flowers.
Yep. No, not like you're praising the young gentleman. When you give him praise, you're giving him his flowers.
Guys don't want flowers. Guys don't want flowers.
See?
What are you laughing at? I've never heard that term.
I've never said that. As a 24-year-old, I've never said flowers.
How old's your son, Coach?
He's 25.
Okay.
25.
Jack's
Wow.
you're how old?
24.
Okay. And you've never heard
I would
of
say
it.
given their respect, not
I
flowers.
mean, is this something like in Minnesota or, from where you learn from
buddy.
Canadians?
No.
You've learned from the Canadians you hang out with?
This is Old Town. This is Old Town, Mill Avenue. This is what the
Yeah.
right now.
I've never heard it. Hey, I'm going to give Rock a lot of flowers. I'm going to give a lot of compliments.
Flowers.
Manuch should say it, though. Manuch has got the lab at the lab. The lab kids at the lab are going to know. Manuch has to ask the guys in the lab.
Yeah,
I will
please do. That's
giving the guys flowers.
your homework assignment for the
That's it.
weekend.
I've got it noted.
If the term flowers has ever come up as
Manuch,
something
write it
positive.
I've got it written down.
Can
Right
I
here.
be? Is it too late for me to be in the lab, Manuch?
No,
Is it too late?
never, ever.
You need somebody to place the cones.
Why?
Yeah, you need somebody
right.
to place the
Place 'em,
cones.
pick 'em
Yes. Hey, real quick, as we let you go, what time you guys doing the play-by-play for the All-Star game tomorrow? Are you doing it at 1 o'clock?
Yeah. No, I get the weekend off. So
Yeah.
enjoy it. Go ahead and watch ABC at 1 o'clock tomorrow. And tune into the PHNX show every day at 2 o'clock.
God, you learned, man.
PHNX YouTube channel.
You've come,
God, he
come such a long way.
Wow, you're going to commission for this too, Ron? You going to commission for him as well?
No, yeah, he keeps me in line. Keeps my house in line. That's what's important. Coach, thanks, buddy. And by the way, when I was leaving this morning or this afternoon to come over here, I noticed Dave, the other neighbor, under his truck. He may need some help, man, changing his oil or whatever he's doing back there.
He's under that truck every day.
I don't get it. I don't get it. There's certain people that love. There's certain people out there that love to work on their cars. I get it, but man, he's like all dirty and he's like stressed. You're like, hey, Dave.
What kind of neighborhood y'all got when you can work on your cars out there in the driveway? What's up with
We
that?
have a good HOA. We have a good HOA. Thank you.
For a new truck at Wright Toyota. At Wright, you can't go wrong.
Gosh, he's just so
Nailing
good.
it.
The star of the day, Steve Peters. Thanks, buddy. We'll see you. That's Coach Peters joining us as he joins us here on Rock and Manuch with Jimmy B. All right, what we got next? We will give you our arena sports kind of what's on tap for the weekend. Got a couple little stories I want to pass along too. As a local guy from Pinnacle, Mark Andrews of the Baltimore Ravens did something pretty cool, and we're going to bring that.
Desert Mountain.
Desert Mountain,
Yeah,
not Pinnacle. I thought it was Desert Mountain.
Desert
Okay.